Hello and welcome to day 71 of the 1000 days of no code challenge. In the last video, we saw how do we create a weekly calendar view, and today let's look at how do we create a monthly calendar view with navigation to previous month and the next month. Let's get started. Similar to this, if you want to build a monthly calendar, let's repeat the same process all over again, but with slight changes. So let me just change this from group main to weekly calendar, and we will add one more group here and call this as monthly calendar. Again, we will add padding. We will go to the page and add space so that it is not sticking to each other. I'll add a text within, and this will be called monthly calendar, and this will be header 2 as we've used for the weekly calendar as well. I'll add one more group below to this, to display this layout, and this will be called monthly navigation, which will be of type row, and I can just copy these elements. These are icons and this is text element. I'll copy this and paste it over here. Of course, this needs to be center aligned, and this one I'll rename to last month, while this can be renamed to next month. And we'll also add some spacing of 20. Now, like we did for the weekly calendar, we will also add a custom state for the monthly calendar, which will be month start date, and this will be date field. And we will do the same thing when the page loads. That is, we will add a custom state and we will set the month start date to current date and time, rounded down to month. So this will take to the first of the month at 12 AM. Once that is set, I will also keep the repeating group ready, right? And it has come above, so let's bring this down. It's gone outside the group, so I will add it within the group and send it to last. I'll uncheck this so it expands for the entire width, and this time we will have 6 rows with 7 columns. Type of content will be date this time, and for us to be able to show the dates, we have to use a plugin, and that is called calendar tool by Code. So as we can quickly check, it has an element called calendar tool. So let's search for calendar tool element and add it over here. Now, I don't know why by default it takes so much space. We can just make it to 1:1. It will not be shown on the screen anyways. The month date would be date test month start date, right, which is what we have set. And it also needs time date here. We will copy the same thing and paste it over here. Once we are done with that, we can go to the repeating group. Data source can be calendar tool is list of dates. Based on the starting date that we have given, it will give us the entire month's date. Now we can simply add a text box within this, and we can display current sales date, but this time we will format it as just date. Of course, we will remove this, we will get it to center, and we will make it as center aligned. You can also add a canvas placeholder. Let's quickly check if this is working fine. this is almost right. We are displaying it here week 5. Let's quickly display the month. And the way we do that is we can use the month start date, and instead of extract week, we will format it as yum, which will give us the month in 3-letter format. And this should be Feb. Let's quickly check this. And you can see that Feb has come here. Okay, it's also showing us the date of the last month. I will quickly show how do we handle that, and we will also see how to navigate previous month and the next month. So when we click on this one, we will add a workflow and we will set the custom state of the page for the monthly start date as date test month start date plus month -1, and we will copy this. We will click on this particular element and paste it. This time, instead of -1, we will make it as just 1. Now, if we go to this particular text element, we can go to the conditional and we can say current sales date extract month is not date tests month start date extract month. That means whatever month we are in right now, if this particular date does not belong to that month, then we can change the font color to slightly grayish. This way we will know that this does not belong to this month, right? Something like this. Now from 01 to 28 is what belongs to Feb. Let's go to the next month and we can see here, right? It automatically gets adjusted. Now let's move on to the previous month to see if that is working fine. And we are able to move along. One last thing, instead of just month, we will also add year. So we are clear which month and which year are we in right now. Just like we did the count, we can also add the count over here. So it's a text field. It's search for users where created date is greater than or equals to current sales date and created date less than current sales date plus days 1, right? And we have the count already. Let's check if this is working fine. And you can see that we have it 0 across this one. We have 2 on Feb 1st. Let's move to the previous month. January, we have 4 registrations on 17th and 1 on 23rd. If we move to December, we have 55 on 22nd. This way you can display anything in a monthly calendar. One last thing we can do is to show the weekdays. And for that, we can repeat what we did for the weekly calendar. We can add the repeating group. We can make this as weekdays. In all weekdays, row will be 1 while column will be 7. And we can change the layout, uncheck this box so it expands for the entire width. Take it to next. Change the height to just 30 and we can remove this separations and we just add a text which is added here, which will be current sale weekdays display, right? We can mention it as Sunday, make it as center aligned, go to layout, remove this checkbox, get it to center, and we are good. That's how we can make a monthly calendar. Of course, we can work on some fine tuning to make it look nicer and all of that, but that's probably on some other session. So now you know how do we create a weekly calendar view and also a monthly calendar view. Why don't you go ahead and test this out on your application? See where you can implement a monthly view or a weekly view and use that in your application as needed. Share with the community how you use the calendar view in your application, and I will see you in the next one.